Yo, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to another episode of Team Building with Zooch, where I take a live guest and team build for them with them. And then after the game is played, I review the battle and talk about how I think the team went and how the battle went and all that jazz. So without further ado, let's meet our guest endless. What's going on, man?
Hey there, not too much. Look forward to this.
Just chilling, just chilling. We got another TBC matchup, actually. I did Olivia's for the second episode. You didn't see it yet, but she also did TBC.
So, was that the one versus Tony this past week?
Yep, that was that one. Yep. So
I watched that game.
She did end up winning. It was, it's interesting speed creep with the Necrozma in that game, but we don't talk about it. Yeah. So, anyways.
Yeah,
we don't talk about them. Okay. Anyways, so you're versing Techno. How you guys doing in the TPC?
We are both 3-2 right now.
Okay, so nice. You guys
He's
are both
a little better than me, but we're both 3-2. It's what matters.
Okay, so you guys are probably both in a playoff spot then right now, huh?
Yeah, he is in 4, 5, and 7.
Okay, cool. So, all right. So it's just Paldea, Terra Preview, standard rules for TBC. Have you looked at this matchup at all yet, or not really?
I figured I would just want to look at it with fresh eyes once we started. So I have not.
Okay.
I've looked at it a bit yesterday, but not much.
Okay, that's fine. Yeah. So what I like to do when I look at these matchups is first I like to look at the opponent's team. Just don't even think about yours, and see if there's any weaknesses that you can kind of spot quickly. It is a bit harder because there's 11 Pokemon instead of like 8, but I do think every team usually does have a weakness. It's rare you kind of see like a perfect draft. So looking at it, do you see anything that sticks out or not really?
Well, the first thing to me is that even though they have a lot of hazards themselves, they're pretty weak to getting stacked back because their only removal is Glamora.
Yep.
And if you have a reliable Fat Steel like I do, it's pretty hard for that to get off a Mortal Spin. And yes, they have Magic Bounce, but generally Hatterene doesn't come in super well on some of my setters. So I think that's probably the way to go about it.
Yep.
Just stacking them back and winning the game over the course of my hazards, chipping their team down.
Yeah, I agree. So I do think some sort of probably more defensive Rachi is a play here for sure because coming in Glamora and then it beats Hatterene unless it can Terra, but we don't know what it's going to Terra and if it's even going to Terra yet. So I do think Rachi for sure is going to come this game. On your side, I think there's two Pokemon that I think are really good for you into them, and then even a third one, but the third one you might not see right away or might not seem like it's that great, but I do think the initial one that I kind of just caught my eye right away was Volcanion, actually. I don't know. Have you used like the Terra on the Volcanion or not really?
I've used a lot of Terra actually. I picked it up week 2, and I think it has Terra 2 or 3 games since I picked it up. It's been really good.
What? So this is what, week 6?
It was week 6, yeah. So it's been doing pretty. It's pleasantly surprised me. I wasn't sure how good it would be, but it's done a lot of work.
Yeah, it's kind of similar to, I think, Heatran. Heatran is a very good Terra captain for me, at least in my opinion, because it has just really great base stats, and with the ability of like Flash Fire or Levitate or something to basically absorb an attack, absorb a type, it makes being able to Terra into something like really strong in my opinion. So I do think it's a good Terra captain. I never used it personally, but I can see why it'd be really good. If you think about Terra Volcanion here, is there a type you think that sticks out? There's one I think that's really good here. I don't know if you're gonna see it right away.
I see a couple. The first one that pops to mind for me is Grass.
Okay, that's one of them. Yeah.
Because I don't know if Lantern comes, but if it doesn't come, then they have no switch just anyway. And it also lets me resist the Ivy Cudgel or whatever Grass type Pokemon clicks. Lets me take EQ from Tinglu. Doesn't really change the matchup for Urshifu, but that's fine. I think it's the other one I was kind of thinking of is maybe something like for Spectrier could be useful, but I have Dunsparce, so I probably don't need normal or dark on the Volk here.
Yeah, so when you said it does still resist Ogerpon, yeah, that was a big thing. I do think actually Poison is the best type here.
Oh,
so
that makes sense.
You're still going to be weak to Tinglu Earthquake, but I think it's really good because, and I think if you actually lead this Pokemon, I think it's very easy for you to get a 2-for-1 right off the bat, with a certain set.
I can see that,
Yeah, kind of like a +1, Pot of Greed, +1, So I do think yes, you're going to be showing which Pokemon you're going to be Terraing right away. like if you lead with it or get it in early. But I think if you can just trade 2 for 1, or even like
it's worth it.
One in almost another
One
Pokemon. Yeah. Plus,
Yeah.
we did say we're bringing Rachi, so you can very easily Healing Wish it too. So
yeah. Last week I 2 for 1 with Terra Bulk, and it pretty much won me the game on the spot when I got that off.
yeah, so a set that I'm kind of thinking of is, so you want, if we go Terra Poison route, you're gonna have these 2 attacks for sure, right? Where's Poison? Poison. Okay. I do like Sludge Bomb a little bit better than Sludge Wave. I know it's a little bit weaker, but versus things like
nice,
versus things like Urshifu or Lantern or something, I do think the Poison will go a long way if you get it. Because if we plan to lead with this type of set, because it's a very bulky Pokemon, like just like naturally, I do think something that could like make this Pokemon like last a while, which is where the 2 for 1 comes in, is if you actually go Resto Chesto on this set. Because so if you turn to a poison type, right, like what's their ways of like doing a lot of damage to you? It's Spectre, like with Spectre, that's going to do a shitload to you, no doubt about it.
Yeah.
But again, if you
I don't think they lead next Spectre. I think that'll be a bit ambitious of them.
Yeah, I don't, and they certainly won't lead it. So it's not like you're you're probably not gonna have a bad matchup off lead too if you lead with this guy. But so again, let's say you turn poison type, right? You resist, you're immune to the water, so you pretty much resist Urshifu, like just naturally because fighting, right? Plus, so Ogerpon is a bit tricky when kind of figuring out what moves it's gonna have. It can definitely have Zen Headbutt just because you have a Weezing, so that would be a little unfortunate. Sure. But again, because Volcanion's base stats are so high, even if it's a turn 1 Volcanion versus Ogerpon, like they have to U-turn. They can't attack you. They can, but you're gonna kill them. So, and there's no way to kill you.
Taking that risk turn 1 would just be absurd, and like that would just be. I don't think he would be willing to do that. And even if he did, I'm looking here like a quick calc. Like Zen Headbutt does like 40 to max HP Volk. Like even if I Terra, he's not doing that. That would be insane.
Yeah. So and then Sludge Bomb would obviously kill him. So. He would probably just U-turn, and then, I mean, again, you would resist that too, and then, they don't know, like, they can go into Earthworm, maybe that's their only, like, Sludge Bomb, like, safety, or I guess Glamora too, but both of those are going to get blown back by a Steam Eruption the following turn.
Exactly.
So, like, it's a very good lead. I think probably the only, I got something in my mouth. I think probably the only Pokemon that you would probably not even be able to stay in, like, versus the entire team's looking at it right away is probably Tinglu, and the only reason why I say Tinglu is, so Steam Eruption will probably do around half. If it's Spadef, you have to do half, but if it's weakness policy, you die. If it's weakness policy, you die.
Yeah, I cannot risk that. If it's a weak Tinglu, there's a very high chance it's weakness policy.
Yeah, so you don't want to risk that. You have a pretty good switch into Tinglu. If we bring it with just Tusk, and we probably are going to bring that guy. So that would probably be the only thing. And then if you lead versus anything else that's a favorable matchup for you, like, you're going to get a lot out of it. So we can throw on Resto Chesto for now. We can probably change it up later if we have the rest of our team and we want something else. This last slot is, up in the bag. Initially, I was thinking Flame Charge. Okay. The only reason why Flame Charge is, when you think of a Flame Charge set, you think of pretty much like a win condition set, like a late game sweeper, but that's not the case with this guy. But Flame Charge does let you outpace. It's gonna probably you're not gonna outpace Spectre unless you're like almost max speed. But again, we don't.
It's max. It's 1 point slower. I was placing a Jolteon last week. I was considering Flame Charge.
Yeah. So it's not even worth it. We would probably just go to Ogerpon, because if we Terra's Hatterene, then you'll be faster than Ogerpon.
And Cinccino's a real Pokemon, so
that too. So Cinccino, it can certainly come. I mean, you have a Weezing and Jirachi and stuff, but it can certainly come. Tidy up with knockoff.
I guess I go okay here.
Yeah, so we can speed creep the Cinccino, because again, if you're leading, let's say it's versus pretty much anything where like you think they're gonna switch, you can simply just Flame Charge just so you're faster and everything. And it's going to be very difficult for him to deal with. He's going to have to probably go, like, if he has a Lantern, slow Volt Switch into Spectre. And if it's not, like, Choice Specs, Spectre probably doesn't even one-shot you. So,
it probably most likely not,
yeah, he's going to have the right Pokemon, I think, to kind of deal with this type of lead. So, we can throw Flame Charge on there for now, unless, is there another move that you think could be more useful for, like, this type of set?
When you brought up this policy team, the first thing that came to my mind was maybe Will-O-Wisp.
Yep.
Will-O-Wisp was the first thing that came to mind.
Yep, that's probably the other move like that or Flame Charge, I think, are the two best moves. You could go to like maybe Scald if you're scared of like running out of PP, but I don't know if you're gonna.
I don't think that's that much of an issue here because War resists like. I don't know. I don't think it's that much of an issue. There's enough things I can quick Sludge Bomb on that running out of Steam Eruption shouldn't be that much of a problem.
Yeah. So, it's really personal preference. Flame Charge or Will-O-Wisp. It's just
we can come back to it, I guess.
But... Yeah, we can leave it for now for sure. Yeah. So the EVs are gonna probably change them based off if we do have Flame Charge or not. So, we could just leave the EVs for now. Another Pokemon that I said there's another one that looks really, really good is, and this might be biased because I've just been trying this Pokemon, but I think it does look really good here, is Ogerpon Corner. I think if you look at it, all you need is Stab, and then is Orthworm Shed Tail, by the way? In this,
I think it is. Let me check the. What did she say? No.
Yeah.
Shed Tail control Fing in the rules is not listed, so I assume it's legal.
It's legal. Okay. Okay. So
if it was not legal, I think it would be listed. So.
Okay. So that is something. Okay. So Orthworm, that gives it a better chance of coming. So yeah, if you look at Ogerpon, I think Stab plus Low Kick then for Orthworm hits like everything incredibly hard. The last slot can certainly be like Trailblaze too if you want. But realistically, you got to be careful. You don't want to really show Trailblaze unless like if you're faster and everything, you just win the game, right? Or else there's really no point. There's also like kind of what grass move do you like, Hornleech or Woodhammer. For this matchup specifically, I actually think Woodhammer is a bit better because I feel like we could check, but I feel like Hornleech into like these three guys right here probably don't even like kill them, get the kill, you know. But we can check to make sure.
Urshifu Rapid. Yeah, Hornleech is about 85 to Urshifu, no bulk.
Yeah, and if you look at Urshifu and then your team, I think Urshifu could come from their side, but more defensive, right, for Weavile, because
yeah, I could see like some sort of weird helmet set. I could see very easily.
Weavile doesn't get the Psycho cut right anymore.
It does not. It gets air-based adjustment to it. That was a very sad loss with Psycho cut.
Yeah, that doesn't do much. So it could be defensive. Then if we don't bring Weavile, like it could even be used maybe for Great Tusk or something, you know. So I do think that's a possibility. So let's just check max HP Urshifu. So Power Whip and Woodhammer is the same. So Woodhammer would kill it. Yeah. Hornleech would obviously not. So that's one thing. And then Ting-Lu too. Like even Woodhammer's not gonna. This is Spadef too. So that is one thing though, where if you do Woodhammer, like probably into Trailblaze, you probably will kill to get the speed boost too. You know. So it's preference. So if you like Hornleech more to be healthier, like it's up to you. There's not really a wrong choice.
Woodhammer seems better for now, and then maybe if we think like maybe change it later, but Woodhammer seems fine.
Okay, we'll go with Woodhammer, and then yeah, I do think we need Low Kick just because there's probably a good chance Orthworm does come. I mean, he can use Orthworm for like Salamence or something too, or just Shed Tail. Shed Tail's broken, so. Trailblaze.
I don't get why people still allow that move. It's not.
Yeah, I'm surprised he didn't draft Terapagos with that guy. Does the Cyclozar guy have Terapagos?
Terapagos went in round 1, I believe.
Oh, did the Cyclozar guy get him or no?
I believe McNutt has Terapagos and Cyclozar on that team.
I think it's broken. Yeah, he should not lose a game.
Yeah,
in my opinion.
He's currently, I believe, 5-0 plus 5, so he has not lost a game yet.
5-0 plus 5.
Yeah.
That's crazy. So he won 1-0 every time.
Every game, yeah.
That's crazy. What the hell? Okay.
Yeah, it's an insane combo, Shed Tail plus Terapagos. I have it in a Wi-Fi league I'm in right now. It's not.
Yeah. EV-wise, I think you kind of just match the Ogerpon in case the Hatterene is a Terra target. Yeah. In case the Hatterene's a Terra target, so. And then... So yeah, we're gonna probably, we said earlier, Jirachi to Dunsparce is probably gonna be on the team too. The other Pokemon that I said that looks pretty good, but you might not like kind of agree or might not see it at first glance, is I think Scarf Salamence actually looks really good. So they do have 2 fairies, they do have a steel type that might come, but here's the thing. So they can't bring realistically, they're probably not going to bring Alcremie, Orthworm, and Hatterene. Okay, if they do, that's probably better for you anyway. But
yeah, you can bring all 3. That would be wild.
Yeah. So the set that if you think of just like a Scarf Salamence, right? Let's just do the Scarf. Yeah. Let's just do the move sets. It would probably just be, we could do Outrage, Dual Wing Beat, and then you could do Dragon Claw just to not lock yourself in, right? So if you just look at Flying plus Dragon, right? When you see the 6 that he brings in, basically you want to look at Salamence and you want to kind of see, okay, which Pokemon do I have to kill or severely weaken for Outrage to sweep or Dual Wing Beat to sweep, right? If he has Lantern, okay, and Orthworm for some reason, then you need to kill those for Flying move to sweep. Or if he has Hatterene plus Orthworm, you have to kill those for Dragon move to sweep, right?
Would we be going I assume we'd be going Moxie on this
right,
one.
Right, of course. For Scarf, yeah. I really like it too because it does give you a way to revenge the Spectrier, as well as Ogerpon if it is not the Terra target, and it does outspeed pretty much Urshifu and the rest of the team besides Cinccino. Cinccino can definitely come, and it can be Scarf as well if you want something to make sure he's faster than a Scarf Salamence. But here's another thing too, because it is your other Terra Captain, even though our Terra target is Volcanion, if we don't lead this or you don't Terra right away, like an example of why you wouldn't Terra right away is maybe you're in versus Hatterene lead. There's no reason for you to Terra Poison, right? Because then you'll just get
Don't always the Psychic move, yeah.
Yeah, you'll just Sludge Bomb naturally. Yeah, right. So if in the case that you didn't Terra yet, you could always like fake a Terra type or like bluff a Terra type. And so as Salamence, like what type do you think would be best to disguise as?
Well, considering the mons are like we can, I feel like Steel is maybe fine here.
Yeah, I would go with Steel too. Yes, that's the. I think Steel, maybe like Fire, because you still resist Fairy move and like Orthworm Steel move, but because Orthworm probably will run body press, but I do still think Steel is probably the best. Yeah.
Yeah, the issue with Fire is this week to Jet, which is like if I did end up tearing it, then Urshifu Revenges, which is kind of annoying.
That's true, yeah. So we can roll with Steel. And then the last slot too, I don't think you really need another slot. You can run like special Fire move or a Fire move for Earthworm. I personally think Earthquake is probably the best. I know Earthquake doesn't hit Earthworm, but you want to cover for like potential Terra types on Hatterene's side, and I do think Terra Steel on their side also makes a lot of sense. Terra Steel resists Jirachi stabs, which is probably going to be the check to this guy. It's good for Weavile, it's good for just a flying mince, you know. So yeah. Steel looks pretty likely on their side. It's also good for Ogerpon if we didn't have a fighting move, but we do have one. So I do think Earthquake is fine. If you want to be safe though, we could run like a weaker Fire Fang if you want, just so we can technically hit the Orthworm if we have to, or Temper Flare I guess would be better, not Fire Fang. But it's up to you. It's just preference, really.
I think I don't know. It's kind of hard. Me like throw on Temper Flare for now, and then we can come back to it.
Okay.
Like the last slot doesn't really matter, as we said. So
yeah, Temper Flare is good. Choice Scarf. We would just have to pretty much be faster than Urshifu in case it is like Trailblaze or Scarf.
322, I believe. So
yeah.
323.
Oh, his 322?
High Dragon. Yeah, this High Dragon is like 324, I'm pretty sure.
Okay, I'm getting them wrong. Okay. Alright, so this would be, okay, we already have a lot of offensive Pokemon, which is fine. This is an offensive gen anyway, so we're going pretty quick. So again, we do need Jirachi. We could throw on the 2 Pokemon we said we needed it, and then it'll help us figure out our last slot. I think it's pretty obvious where our last slot should be.
Probably Tusk.
Yeah, I think Tusk is probably the other slot too. So this can be, we've picked these Pokemon pretty quick. Are there any other Pokemon that's not on the team right now that you think might be beneficial to have here?
I could see reasoning for maybe Florges here, like some sort of Fizz Def set to take on Tinglu and Urshifu, but like Glimmora kind of comes down and just takes advantage. I don't love. I guess some sort of weird set could maybe answer Spectre if I'm like really wanted it to, but I don't think it's really worth it.
Yeah, so
I guess Weezing is like okay, but it doesn't feel better than anything that's currently on the build.
Yeah, Weezing could be cool. If they don't bring Glamora, Toxic Spike is completely free because you'd probably be neutralizing gas to not get blocked. Yeah, but I do think Glamora is probably likely here. As you said, it's their only removal. So, and if they do have
It's just
Glamora,
good into me in general too. My rock resist, like sure, Rachi and Tusk, but like inner power still is like 40 to Rachi, and like Tusk does not want coming out of special attack. So
yeah. And if they do bring Glamora, like Weezing's kind of useless into that guy. So
yeah, exactly.
So this is a good 6, I think, to round it out. I think Tusk is probably the easiest to build here because you definitely need Rapid Spin. Yeah, I think just Stab looks good. Are you a are you a Headlong or an Earthquake type of guy?
This team, I guess, like I feel like Headlong's probably fine here.
Yeah, I would agree. Headlong.
Because I don't see much that the defense. I guess like maybe Spectre, Shallow Ball, maybe defense Spam Drop might matter for that. But other than that, everything else that like the Spam Drop, they probably just kill me anyway. So I don't think it really changes much.
Yeah, I agree. I think Headlong is better here. And then last slot, there is. Well, look at their team right. Like, what do you think they're gonna go into for Tusk? What's their play?
I mean, if Moltres comes, it's obviously that.
Yeah.
But the other thing I could see, but honestly, I don't love Moltres into me. I don't think it's like that great in this matchup. I think it's okay, but I don't think it's amazing here.
It can come for Fizdef for like maybe Weavile too,
yeah,
or Jirachi. That'd probably be the two.
Yeah.
So.
I guess between a rock move for Moltres, or their other thing is maybe Heavy Slam if he's like some sort of what is it, Balloon Hatterene.
Balloon Hatterene. It can, but the thing is, so if they try to use that as like their pivot into this guy, you're probably gonna Rapid Spin first, right? Because you're probably bringing in Tusk to get rid of hazards from Tinglu, I'd have to guess. So that the balloon wouldn't really work in that situation. Headlong would still be able to hit it. So I do think either a rock move is probably the best, or you can run something like maybe knockoff, because maybe they bring Balloon Spectrier to block a spin.
Oh, that's very possible. Yeah, we probably won't knock them.
So you could do knock, or you could do rock move. Up to you.
I like knock more because like if I get the boots off of the Moltres, then if I get rocks with one of my 2 defensive pieces, like it's neutralized entirely.
So what item you think is good here then for that guy?
I was thinking there's a few. Like Assault Vest is the first one that comes to mind for me, because that way if Spectre does want to come in and spin block, I can take any one hit.
That's true.
And then I can knock it off. That's the first one. Boots also is obviously good because like it's meant to get rid of all his bullshit hats he's throwing around.
Yep.
Let's look at the first 2. I guess if I'm really worried about Moltres, I can run pads, but I don't think that's worth the opportunity cost here.
Yeah, I was gonna say either AV or pads. I think are the 2 that would go. So that's up to you. Which one? Even if you are AV though, like you're probably still not gonna take the Shadow Ball.
I'm not going. It will hurt. I mean, I'll live 1, but it will hurt.
Let's just say no HP for now, real quick. Assault Vest. So that's no boosting.
Chips, so.
Yeah, so that's no boots. So you might get 2 shot.
Yeah.
So with this moves that we have, we're basically gonna. I would go pads if this last slot we went was a rock move, because that's basically like saying like we're expecting Moltres to come, but we're not going to care about it. Since we're knockoff, we're basically like we're gonna use this great Tusk basically for other Pokemon, not for Moltres. Which, looking at our team, like our team deals with Moltres pretty fine. I guess Fizdef could be annoying for our Salamence. That's probably not going to do a ton. So, Jirachi
maybe the rock move. Maybe the rock move is the call then.
We'll leave it for now. We'll leave the item. We'll leave it for now. I do think we probably want max speed for the Glamora. That's probably very important. But if we want to be
like 240, it's like 248. I think was 1 speed point above it.
Yeah. We'll do attacker HP later. That's probably going to matter based off of our item if we're pads or AV or something.
Yeah.
So we can leave that for now. The Dunsparce is literally coming just for Spectre, but that's fine.
It's a Spectre moment.
Yeah, Spectre is just that guy. So you really only need normal plus ghost coverage, it looks like. for his team.
Yeah, that hits everything.
So I'm just gonna think of Boom Burst / Shadow Ball. Okay, but you have to be very, very careful though. So let me see the Dunsparce. Okay. What I'm scared of is if they Calm Mind and then sub.
Yeah. That could be a problem.
We want Shadow Ball to break that the first time because our last slot could probably be like Glare here, for example.
I was thinking Glare, yeah.
But I would not Glare immediately because it could be Taunt, it could be Sub, it could be whatever. So
need to scout for that for sure.
Yeah, you definitely want to just attack first. Let's check Shadow Ball. Yeah, so after a Calm Mind, let's say this thing speed creeps Weavile, right?
You're minus attack on that calc, by the way.
I will change that, thank you. Okay, and then we give him HP. Maybe like that. If they're just speed creeping Weavile, let's say.
Yeah, around that.
So we definitely want to be able to break the sub at +1 Spadef. So, whoops. 56. Oh my god, I can't control the mouse. 56. Okay. So let's do 56 for now. And then we're going to want probably a lefty's number. So let's see. 448 into 16 is 23, yep. Right? So it'd be something like that, right? So
I never mind.
Is that wrong? I don't know.
No, you're right. I just noticed something on that caught my eye. It's all good.
Okay. So let's check the calc and see how we do versus Spectrier. Okay, so let's see. At first glance, so they're gonna probably have what, Shadow Ball and Draining Kiss for us. What's gonna be their coverage?
Yeah, I mean, any we would hit Weavile probably.
Yeah, Shadow Ball, Draining Kiss, and then it could be like Plot, Calm Mind, Taunt, Willow. It could be a bunch of stuff.
It can be whatever the fuck it wants in the last 2 slots.
Those are probably the 2 attacks though. So let's say we bring in the Dunsparce on, on Spectrier. What's the worst case also? Let's say they are Nasty Plot, and then their Weakness Policy, right? So
I was about to say Weakness Policy if they're +4.
Yeah, so they go to +2. We come in, right? And then, well, I guess they technically can plot one more time as we hit them, and then they would go to +6, right? So then we would do this much.
But then I was thinking about is that maybe we don't run Glare in the last slide. We're really about something like that. Maybe we run Dragon Tail was the thing that came to mind.
Okay, the thing I'm scared of though again is Substitute. So because if it's Calm Mind Substitute, it can Calm Mind twice.
Yeah, so it's Shadow Ball the first time. Yeah. But then maybe I'm.
Because so my scenario is you're gonna get a Glare off regardless, right? Unless it's Taunt. But if it wastes a turn to Taunt as we Shadow Ball, we're gonna just spam Shadow Ball and beat it. Yeah. My thing is if you Glare it, you have 4 Pokemon probably that can just OHKO it after, right?
That's true. Yeah, Glare's fine then.
So that's why I think Glare is very useful here, but it's just when to use Glare. You don't want to show it too quickly.
For sure.
But once you get it paralyzed, that thing is basically useless, is the whole thing. So I do think this... Oh, leftovers. I do think this set is ideal. Again, you have a 40% chance to drop this.
Yeah, that's really
so that's really good. Yeah, String Grace is broken. Yeah. You could also... I mean, I was going to say you could make this thing speedy. Well, no, you can't actually. I was going to say you can make it a little speedy to where you outspeed the Spectrier after it's paralyzed, but then you can't like headbutt it to flinch it. It's Ghost type, obviously. So
yeah, no, I would have to like Rock Smite it, which just sounds terrible.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, does not sound like a smart idea.
Yeah. So, Jirachi, I do think should be Spadef too, but it could be like kind of really speedy because it does give you something faster than Rapid, like kind of like Max Speed, Max Spadef type set. If that makes sense.
That could work. Yeah, it also that helps with Gilmore and Hat too, which is kind of important. Both of those can definitely be issues offensively. Yeah,
you certainly want to. So it's probably gonna be a rocker though, because we don't have rocks yet. So you do have to.
Need rock,
yeah, sure. You do have to be careful with Hatterene. Do you think physical or special is better here? I'm thinking like stab plus healing wish maybe, or stab plus something else.
Oh, the reason I'm kind of leaning special is because Gomora, but it might rather be physical just to get down the Hatterene, because obviously because Calm Mind is a problem.
Yes. So you could be Ironhead plus Psychic, because again you would Psychic these two guys and their Spadef is way lower. Well,
I actually
Glamour's
didn't
is
mind that at all.
yeah, Glamour's is lower, but Rapids is way lower spit F-wise. So you could be mixed, or you could just be flash cannon, and if the Hattering does start calm minding, you'd probably have to try to make a play into one of your physical attackers just to do a lot of damage to it. But you could be mixed, yeah. We'd probably have to be minus. We'd probably have to be minus a defense, probably.
I mean, minus Fizz Dev, I feel like that's actually not terrible here.
No, it's not.
The one thing is like one because like King Lu obviously is gonna smoke me anyway. Rapid, like Rapid, I'm no bulk. Like Rapid's gonna punch us really hard when I'm going max speed F.
Yeah. Well, you'll be faster though at least, so you can psychic it.
Yeah, exactly. So I feel like almost. I feel like minus defense isn't bad. Everything's like hasty or whatever.
I'm trying to think what else. Okay, so let's do. So you want to do the mix for now? Ironhead.
I think that's fine.
Psychic.
Although one thing I'm noticing with this stab is that it does give Orthworm the opportunity to shed tail, which is scary. But there's not much Rachi can really do about that anyway. Doesn't get like fire ground. Well, it gets fire punch, but like, I don't know.
Let's look.
Gets fire punch. I think that's its only coverage to hit it.
Yeah, I can only shed tail probably once though, right? Because it doesn't have regenerator. I guess I could run like citrus or something, but.
Citrus, yeah.
Is there anything we could do to kind of stop that?
I don't see a great way to prevent it, unfortunately.
Nah, and fire punch isn't gonna do over half if that thing's defense is crazy.
No, it won't. Yeah, no, it's not. It's gonna do like it'll bounce off. It might even do more than 20, honestly.
Maybe Aura Sphere does over half. I don't know. We'll check.
Oh, wait, this thing is Aura Sphere now?
Yeah, but we're not gonna be invested. Actually, it can if you want to. And this is minus special attack too, actually. So
like,
you can do that if you're scared of shed tails.
Well, I guess the question is, where are they going to shed? They still shed tail into a Spectrier, most likely?
Yeah.
Or maybe Shifu?
But again, you should. Well, Shifu is. If you're Terra already, that's not going to really matter.
Yeah, Shifu's not a problem. I do think shed tail into Spectre is kind of scary, but the Dun can probably stop that. In worst case to worst, it probably gets it low enough for Scarf Ments to finish it off.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree. So. It's up to you. Do you want to run like something like Healing Wish, or you can run Horse here if you're scared of that. It doesn't really matter. I did like Healing Wish for Volcanion, but because again, if you can get 2 for 1 and like stay alive, like in the Healing Wish back up, like you're gonna win this game. But
I think Healing Wish is probably the better call. I just have to be very. If Warp Form comes, I have to be very careful about how I play around it.
Yeah. So Orthworm, I mean, like you do over half to Orthworm with
a lot of my mons. Everything but my defensive pieces.
Yes, yeah. And then obviously, but if you lock into to anything but... Actually, Temper Flare might not even do half because...
It probably doesn't.
Yeah, its defense is just really nice. Especially if it's like max defense.
It's insane Temper... Yeah. Oh, that's a stretch. Holy fuck.
Yeah.
Man, you have been... I mean, I love this guy, but holy shit.
Yeah, at least it doesn't have like recovery, but yeah, that thing's... Shed Tail is so stupid, man. Like, why is that allowed?
It really is. I don't know why it's... I don't know why people still allow it. But anyway, on this Rachi, I guess thinking about item here, so we're...
I would... It could be Shuka, it could be Leftovers, it can be... it's really just those two, I think. Leftovers or a Resist Berry, probably Shuka. Or Balloon, too.
I don't hate the Balloon idea.
Yeah, it's just... I mean, it's just... the only thing that could really break it is if Glamora just goes for a rock move on your switch Shidarachi.
Yeah.
Which, that's probably rare because you can go Tusk, you can go into your Poison, like, Volcanion, so... I don't know, it could, but... Like, it's gonna probably have Mortal Spin, right? It's gonna have...
It pretty much has to. Like, I have... Spike's Ogre Pine because it's too frightening to not run Mortal Spin.
Yeah, so, like, look at the... Like, it's gonna have Energy Ball for Tusk. What's it gonna run for Great Tusk?
Energy Ball or Gleam, one of those two.
Probably Gleam, then. Okay, Gleam makes sense.
Does it get Psychic? I don't remember if it gets Psychic. I don't think it does.
Well, Gleam makes sense, though. It's your top 3, so...
Yeah, exactly.
Gleam, Mortal Spin, probably Earth Power. And then like what? Like one more move?
A stab move.
Yeah, probably Sludge Wave maybe. Sludge Wave probably for Florges.
Something like that.
So yeah, like it might not even have, if it's Sludge Wave, Earth Power, Dazzling Gleam, Spin, like it can only break your sub with your balloon with Dazzling Gleam if that's the set.
Yeah.
So that could be good. Or lefties, yeah, up to you.
I think the leftovers probably slightly better. I'd also may consider boots, but I think lefties is probably better overall.
Okay, yeah, that's good. So we're gonna go to pretty much max speed again for that.
Urshifu, we have 323 again.
And then we want... Oh, I'm sorry, not Spadef. Well, yeah, we want Spadef, but we want a leftovers number first. So let's do max. And then this is not a leftovers number.
We did 352.
Yeah, so like that. 232, 232.
Yeah. Do we want to do the minus defense or just like?
Oh yeah, I forgot about that. So
I don't know if we need it honestly. Like,
let's check Josh real quick. Let's say we are minus attack, for example. What are we iron heading?
Hat is the most important target for it.
Okay, so if we let's just say this is the spec for now. If we're minus attack compared to not, we're gaining like 4%. Looks like. But I think the whole reason why we're running Ironhead too is, for the Calm Mind plus the flinch chance, right? So
yeah, pretty much.
I think really all you need is like one flinch anyway, and then
it's too low to deal with anything, you know?
Yeah, it's gonna. Yeah, exactly. You do have to be careful of the Terra type though, obviously, because if this thing is like Terra Fire or Terra Dark, basically something for Jirachi, it's not gonna be so simple just to go into it.
Sure.
You kind of have to deal with that. So you could always use the Dunsparce for it though too. Glare does go through Magic Balance, I believe, right?
Or it does not.
It does not. Okay, that's whack. Okay, so you have to be careful. That's another thing. That is definitely another thing then. Okay.
Hat is kind of annoying. I could see it just depends what its Terra type is. I have to play around it based on that because it just kind of ways changed based on its Terra type. That's really what it comes down to.
Yeah, for sure.
Probably is some sort of Terra type to deal with Rachi though. If it's a setup set, like that would make the most sense.
Yeah, I would think probably.
Dark, maybe Ghost, I could see.
Yeah, maybe Ghost, because if it's fire, like Volcanion will do a shitload to it, and if it's dark, like
Ogerpon,
shitload.
If it's fire, Ogerpon, Tusk can smoke it.
Yeah.
I could see Ghost.
Ghost, yeah, that makes sense. So, if it's Ghost, I mean, we do have Shadow Ball at least on done to hit it hard.
Yeah, so I can clip it. And, like it can lower the Spadef because Magic Bounce doesn't affect Serene Grace stuff. So
yeah, and again, if it does Terra into something that doesn't resist Dragon, then it's literally just Orthworm, and then Outrage looks really good. You know, right?
Yeah.
So that's just again things to keep in mind, things to note when you're playing the game and things like that. So, we do have to finish Volcanion, and this guy too.
Yeah,
so looking at this team now. The reason why I think it's a little bit better to lean the rock move pads is just because
a lot of my team doesn't, like most of my mons don't really touch the Moltres.
Yes, Moltres is like kind of being annoying for Mence, Rachi,
and even Dodon if it's like depending on its spread. So
yeah, so that's why I think just having it in mon that's definitely faster. And
probably is the move,
yeah. Now we got to check Rock Slide versus like Head Smash.
Yeah.
I don't know if Rock Slide's going to be able to just one-shot it even if you're max attack. Let's see.
I don't think it does from what I remember, but Moltres are pretty fat. So Rock Slide. And then I don't know. Even Stone Edge. I don't think Goku's based on that. Maybe it does. I don't think it does. No, it's close. Okay.
Spin into it probably will, but.
Yeah, it comes. I guess we can just.
Pretty much, yeah.
99.9% min. Yeah. So yeah, unless I like min roll both of them.
There you
go. In which case, it's skill issue. So you know.
So, but what's more accurate, Head Smash or Stone Edge? Are they the same?
They're both 80. They're both 80.
Okay, so then yeah, probably Stone Edge is better.
Yeah. Don't need to take the recoil on that.
No. Proto, obviously, yep. So, in this case, I think you would just be an offensive set because even if, Great Tusk is +1 speed, like, it's going to do a lot of damage to everything. Again, the Urshifu might be able to take it if it's more bulkier for these two guys, for sure. But,
yeah,
other than that, if it is that, balloon Spectrier set, I don't think it's the end of the world. Maybe next time you come in and like spin is on the table, like you just Stone Edge if you think he's gonna make that play. But I think initially you still make the rapid spin play.
I agree.
Just to see what he wants to do, because you're always gonna have the Dunsparce. If your Dunsparce goes down, then it's definitely scary. Then you basically need your Salamence to be able to revenge it. Yeah. So again, Volcanion should be able to take Ogerpon, huh?
How much does Stone Edge do into Spectre? I guess is my question. Just thinking on that. That's still chunk it for him.
Yeah, it's pretty.
Yeah,
it's pretty good.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
Or if you want, let's say you're in versus Tinglu, right? Because that's probably where you're gonna switch in Great Tusk, and they rocks, and then they have Moltres on their team and a Spectre. You could, if you really want to Stone Edge just raw. It just depends on, does he have a lot of hazards up? Because if he has a lot of hazards up, you're gonna probably think, okay, I want to rapid spin, but he might be like, okay, I want to keep these up, so that might make him want to go Spectrier. So you kind of have to look at the game state and kind of like, do you need the hazards off for sure? Like, are you in a spot that you can make a prediction? Like, are you ahead because of your Volcanion? Like, what's the deal? So it might be better just to make the safer play if you are ahead, because he might overpredict or whatever, So you just kind of have to look at your risk versus reward in that situation and all that stuff. But anyways, let's go back to Volcanion here because we still have to do the spread and the move. So
yeah, we still need to do the fourth move.
Okay, so if we lead this thing right, we can go through their leads now, their Pokemon now, and see if we would ever Flame Charge, or like how many things would we Flame Charge on. That could probably be an indicator if we do that, or if we just do Will-O-Wisps. Sure. So versus Volcanion, versus Spectre, what do you think would be the play turn 1?
Either Steam Eruption or Switch.
Let's see how much you take from a Specs. Okay, let's go Modest because that is worst case scenario. I don't think it'll be Modest, but we'll just check.
That would be insane to be Modest into Weavile, but you could.
Yeah. So you do actually live with this little HP. You would have to Terra too, because if you don't Terra, then you die to Rocks the next turn. So you are gonna probably be faster than a good amount of his team. We're gonna have probably some speed for like no speed Moltres, or maybe like some for Glamora. So you're probably gonna be faster than a couple of Pokemon on his side to get that resto off. But you can always just make the safe switch into done too if you want. Lead Spectre is very unlikely, but it can happen, I suppose.
Theoretically, I feel like it would be more likely if I wasn't bringing the Dun, but I feel like with the Dun here, he would be.
Yeah, I agree. So, yeah, Steam Eruption or Switch is good. I don't think there's a best play in that situation. Versus Ogerpon, I think that's something where you kind of just
Sludge Bomb.
You just Sludge Bomb.
Punch it.
Would you Terra or would you not Terra there?
I think it would almost definitely Terra just to take less from the grass move.
Yeah, let's check how much, if he's like crazy and makes the prediction, right? Let's say he's Banded Zen Headbutt.
Oh right, this thing gets an item. I always forget that the Teal form gets an item.
Yeah, it does.
I mean, that hurts, but like...
That doesn't, that's still not too much. He can miss. I mean, he can flinch too, but he can miss, and you just kill him with Sludge Bomb anyway. Yeah. So, yeah, I do think Terroring is the correct play there. Would you... So, would you Sludge Bomb or Flame Charge, though, you think? Because, like, if I'm... To me...
I guess...
To me, the best play for him is just to U-turn. Especially if he's going to Terror, because then he knows he's faster. If he's not going to Terror this thing, you could be Scarf and just kill him. So he might just switch. So... But realistically, he dies to you, and he's gonna know that he cannot kill you in one shot. Yeah, so I think he's gonna U-turn or hard switch. So the only reason why I think Flame Charge might be better is because he's probably gonna go into something like Lantern or something like, geez, I don't even know, like Urshifu maybe because he resists a stab.
That would be very ballsy though to go under Urshifu on Volcanion. But
Yeah, I don't know what he's got to go like Lantern if he has it. Or
he
maybe
doesn't really have a great pivot. He doesn't have a good pivot into Volcanion here at all.
right. That's why I think Flame Charge is good because then you're gonna be faster and everything, and then you can control when to Resto, Chesto, and all that stuff. He has to basically go into something and then slowly get into Spectrier. So
I think that's fine. Yeah, I think Flame Charge works.
Okay, so versus Ogerpon, you would Flame Charge, sure. Tinglu, I think this.
I have to switch if I'm not running Will because I can't risk him being policy lead.
Yeah, you would just go Great Tusk, which is fine because realistically, he's gonna either Hazard or he's gonna Earthquake. He's probably not gonna Ruination, so you're probably gonna be okay anyway. And if he does Ruination, you know, it is what it is. Glamora is interesting, so you're gonna be slower initially. What do you think is the best click here?
Terra and Steam Eruption. Like, don't want to risk taking a Meteor Beam or whatever to the face.
Yep, so you want to just Terra and kill it, that's fine. He can be...
Meteor Beam would still hurt, but I don't think it would have one-shot. So.
No, definitely not. He can certainly be Sash Lead, too. I might type in Meteor Beam.
Yeah.
Glamora. Oh my god, please.
Typing is hard.
I know. Okay.
Yeah, that's...
Oh wait, that's... I didn't know it already counted. That's new.
Yeah, that's... Okay, so that actually does fuck me.
Yeah.
So maybe if... Well, I don't know. If he weeds it, though, it's probably Sash, right?
It should be Sash, yeah. But you can just make this safe. I mean, it sucks because if you are Glamora versus Volcanion, he could even click Earth Power expecting Jirachi too.
Yeah,
so,
I mean, but I could whip an Earth Power and Steam Eruptions and smoke it, but...
Yeah, but you don't want to risk Meteor Beam. So
That's true.
You can't
yeah, so I probably would have to switch there into Rachi.
Rachi or Dodun, one of the two. Yeah.
Yeah, well, yeah. Probably Rachi, I think, is the safer play, but...
Yeah, and then...
His Earth Power wouldn't do that much.
Yeah, and then if Hatterene is there, you probably might have to just Iron Head initially instead of Rocks, just in case.
Yeah.
So, that's still okay. Okay. So, Hatterene, I think you just Sludge Bomb.
Don't Terra
Sludge Bomb, yeah, it's not a big deal if they Nuzzle or anything, you have Rest. Unless their Terra type is something like Steel, then I think you just Steam Eruption. You don't want to risk getting no damage.
For sure. You don't want to risk getting 50-50 there.
Yep, you want to just make sure. Okay, so versus Urshifu, I think you obviously Terra. And then I think that's another Pokemon where I think you Flame Charge, because you're not under any threat. And you want to be faster than everything besides Spectrier. He might U-turn, but if he U-turns, right, he's not going to U-turn into Spectrier because he doesn't know what you're clicking.
That's true.
So he's not going to know you're clicking Flame Charge and then go Spectrier. He's going to go into something else probably. Maybe he goes into... Yeah, maybe he goes into... I don't know if he would go Tinglu, though, because, again, you can just Steam Eruption, like...
I mean, Steam Eruption still, like, does, like, 30, 35 something to Urshifu and risks him getting burned. Like, he does not want to risk that.
Yeah.
The more we talk about it, the more I am liking the Flame Charge idea here.
Yeah, it's definitely like kind of... There's definitely like cases to why you would either just attack or Flame Charge. Like, you can kind of see it from both ways. It also, I think, just highly depends on the 6 that he brings to, which you don't know. So...
Yeah.
Orthworm lead is pretty simple. You don't have to Terra if you don't want to. I don't think it matters.
I don't think there's a reason to Terra there. I guess like you take less from Body Press, but I don't think it's worth blowing the Terra that early on it.
Yeah, I think they're gonna. They really should switch, right? They would probably go. They have to. Lantern has to be their dedicated Volcanion switch if they have Lantern.
Yeah, if it comes, it has to be. It makes no sense. And I think Lantern actually is a pretty likely chance to come here.
Yeah, but the thing is, even if you're like Terra Grass, like you said too, like.
Yeah, that just like, what is it gonna do? Ice Beam me for 20? Like,
yeah, so I don't know. Okay, Moltres.
Click the Steam Eruption button.
Yeah, Lantern. I think you just Terra and Sludge Bomb.
You have to get the chip.
Yep, Sludge Bomb.
And Cinccino probably just probably do have to Terra on Cinccino because like it's a Rock Blast.
Does Cinccino kill you with a Chalsa? It's like Banded. Well, Banded. There's
Banded.
Nah, I shouldn't kill you.
Yeah, I don't think so.
Yeah. So you probably just Terra. Oh, you Terra and you Steam Eruption. So Yeah, so realistically, you should be staying in versus everything besides like Spectre or Teamlu, or and Glamora too. You can stay in versus Spectre too. Like I said, that's up to you. Because too,
he shouldn't, but like depending on his 6, it might make sense.
Yeah, because if you do knock that thing down to like 30 or whatever, then you can use the Dunsparce for other stuff. You don't gotta use the Dunsparce for.
That's true.
Spectre.
The Dun up with like Hat or Glamora or whatever.
Yeah. So, it really just depends. I definitely think after you knock it down for a lot and then you take a lot, you probably you go to done after and you save it to potentially.
I don't want to sack this.
Yeah, right.
Since I have Q English and I have Rest, there's no point in sacking this that early.
Yeah, and again, if they don't have like Orthworm or they don't have Hatterene or something, just do whatever you can to weaken like one of them. If the other one's not there, just for your Salamence to sweep. I think that's probably your best way to win this game. Is just a Salamence Moxie sweep. So, Tusk. Do we finish everything?
EV's on bulk.
Oh yeah. So for Flame Charge, like I said, well, technically Spectre can always outspeed it anyway, right? That +1 you said.
But I mean, I don't think he would Spectre create +1 Volcanion, but I guess he could.
Because he's gonna be keeping Weavile probably, right? So like at that point,
unless he's calling the Flame Charge Volcanion, that's like the one time he would creep it.
Yeah, because at that point, like he's not gonna have many HP EVs anyway, right?
He's got like none. He has to be absolute max to outspeed +1 Volcanion.
Well,
Volcanion.
Yeah. I'm saying like if he just creeps a Weavile, he's only gonna have a little anyway.
Yeah,
so like at that point,
40
yeah, you might as well just creep Volcanion in my opinion. So I would just probably go. So you're gonna want to go Modest here for your EVs.
Well, don't I need to outspeed the Ogerpon though?
Yeah, +1 right here, right?
Oh yeah, no, yeah. Well, I mean 234, but yeah. So one more.
234, yeah, my bad. And then
okay, I didn't realize we would outspeed with Modest, then that works, yeah.
Yeah, and then
I don't think you need max attack on this.
You can if you want. I don't think you need to. I think it's probably better to be a bit more bulkier.
Yeah, I'm thinking too.
Let's see. So let's look at some calcs. So we'd be Steam Eruption, Sludge Bomb.
Yeah.
Okay, so what are we worried about here? Okay, let's check versus Urshifu real quick. We're gonna check max HP because that's probably what it's gonna be, at least.
Yeah, first for the league.
Okay, so
that's pretty good.
Yeah, Sludge Bomb does always 2-shot, which is good. This is banded. Yeah.
Green.
It's not gonna be banded. What else? We definitely kill Ogerpon, right? Let's make sure.
Yeah, I would hope so. I just need a little bit to guarantee the KO.
Yeah, they're probably gonna be no bulk just because we have Ogerpon too. Yeah. Okay, so let's check. Let's do 100 for now.
It's fine, yeah.
Let's check. Hatterene with Steam Eruption. Surely it dies. No, it does not die.
Just Sludge from this one.
Oh wait, not Hatterene. Sorry, Glamora first. Glamora is what I'm talking about. Surely that dies. Yeah, okay.
You know, I think it's destroyed. Take a Hatterene.
Hatterene.
Honestly, I don't know if we need to ensure the Oko on Hatterene. Like, it might be nice, but I don't know if we need to ensure that one.
Yeah, I mean, if we get rocks up, it dies, so that's okay.
Yeah, that's what's relevant. I think is like because we need a Wasp attack to guarantee that one.
We would literally need max, yeah.
Yeah.
So we don't have to do that. About big Orthworm. That's fine.
Let's make sure. Make sure if he's Spadef that we Steam Eruption goes over 50.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, just 50 for you. Just barely hit the threshold. Good.
Okay, Moltres probably dies. Yeah. It's not going to be Spadef here. Lantern's probably not going to take that much. Sure. Sludge Bomb, yeah, it takes 30.
But we're fishing for. I mean, if we get the poison, like it's a really bad position, so it's fine.
Yeah, and it doesn't do like again that much to us.
It's too much back.
Even with Thunder Waves, again we have Rest.
Yeah, and we have Healing Wish, so like it's fine.
Chino we might want to kill. Let's see. Oops. We probably need a lot to make sure we kill it.
Yeah, we need a ton.
After Rocks dies.
No, I think this is probably fine.
You think this is good?
Yeah, and then we could probably throw it all HP, I guess. I assume.
Like that. Let's check that. 176. Okay, so let's check versus Spectrier, because that's the one thing that probably does the most to us.
Most important one, yeah.
So this would probably be the worst case scenario, like turn 1. But again, we would still have opportunity to rest, so...
And then rest or even in Healing Wish, like I have both, so...
That's true, yeah, I totally
I have multiple ways to get the Gary Bank go.
Yeah, what other Pokemon does a lot to us? Glamora, right? Glamora.
I'm pretty sure Glamora just smacks us with like... Well, Earth Power does not give what Meteor Beam, I think, does.
Yeah, it's a roll in their favor.
Yeah, that hurt. Meteor Beam's a...
They would probably be... They might even be modest here, too, because...
Oh, I don't think they creep the Fortress. I think they just run modest and creep Volk.
Yeah, right, so...
I don't think the same point is Fortress what a Psychic hit for like 60. Like, they don't care.
No, yeah, so they're going to be modest, so that will kill us, okay. But, yeah, I don't know, it could be that set, but Jirachi's just faster, man, and then just...
Yeah, I don't... I think I have to account for it, but I don't think it's the best set here.
Yeah, okay.
I have to, like, be cognizant of it, because I don't want to just let something get nuked.
Okay. So, and again, so we didn't even talk about really Ogerpon, but yeah, so let's look at Ogerpon and see, like, what we need weakened for this thing to... This thing is not going to just, like, Oko things, but it has the coverage to just sweep the game, I think, when things are chipped.
Yeah. One thing I was considering on Ogerpon is if we really want Trailblaze. Like, I know it lets us have to be, like, the Spectrier, but I'm just not sure if that's the necessity.
The reason why... Like I said, you're not gonna ever click this until until everything else like dies in its range. You could do like maybe what's it called? You
Spikes
could do.
Is what I was considering.
What'd you say? Spikes?
Spikes is what I was considering, but maybe not because Hattering can kind of come in on this. So.
Yeah, and I think you want to just be killing things with Ogerpon.
And yeah, Trailblaze works then. Yeah.
You could do Trailblaze. You could also do like Spiky Shield if you want for their Ogerpon to see, but or Chinchino too.
Yeah, I think Trailblaze is fine probably.
Okay, so let's check the calc and see. So how much are we doing to Spectre? Yeah, what hammer was a shitload.
God, we should.
Yeah, pretty much.
After Rock Meadows was even with their like bulk investment, yeah.
Cudgel does a good chunk. Trailblaze into Cudgel just kills it if its rocks are up, so that's good.
The rocks, yeah, does eat.
Tinglu is the thing that takes like fucking only half, which is crazy. Okay, it takes more than half, sorry, but it doesn't die, which is
well, if it's fifth depth, it's like half, you know.
Yeah, I mean, what would it be here? It probably would be Fizdef actually.
I think it should be, because I don't see a reason for it to be Spidef in this matchup.
Yeah. So, okay. That's probably better for your Volcanion, at least, though. Glamora probably doesn't die, but probably take a lot from Woodhammer. Yeah, it takes a lot.
Yeah, it's a roll after rocks, which is perfect.
Yeah, Hatterene is probably not going to take too much. Yeah, that's Fizdef, though. I'll get 2 shot at least. And then Cudgel can always crit, too. Yeah. Urshifu dies, right?
It's gotta. I guess max HP. It definitely. Yeah, this one. I still don't. If it's like Fizdef, I guess it doesn't. If it's like Fizdef for Weebile, but I don't know.
Yeah.
I should be able to ship it.
Yeah. So this is good too.
That's 2 KOs. Wow.
They do a lot to us, which is so we can't just unless we predict the Orthworm and just 2-shot with low kick.
Yeah, obviously I need to weaken it, but if it is Shed Tail, it's gonna be weakening itself, which helps.
Yeah, for sure. Moltres definitely dies. Lantern definitely dies.
Right, we don't even need to count them. There's no point counting the Moltres. Be funny, but we don't need to count the Moltres.
Yeah. One thing I kind of ignored. I don't know if this will come though. It's kind of like Alcremie, like an annoying Alcremie. But we do have Iron Head Flinch going for us.
I don't think
and like Terra Poison.
I don't think. I think between Iron Head Flinch, Terra Poison, like what else is there? If they're like I said, we can always Cudgel crit too, like it's a big risk.
Yeah.
That's a crit move. There's the Dodon which can glare like I can power punch it. I can glare Iron Head it because it doesn't have Oral Therapy anymore. I think it'll be fine.
Okay. Yeah, you can't Encore it anyway or anything like that, so
yes, I'm a little under prep for it, but 1, I don't think it's amazing into my team, and 2, if it comes I can power punch it. Like odds are in my favor to beat it down that way because Iron Head will do so much damage.
Right. Let's see.
Like statistically, I'm pretty sure that I'm pretty sure statistically the odds should be in my favor once I get to like +4 defense for no reason.
Okay, yeah, that's good. So I think this team is pretty good. I don't really see any sets that kind of can just wipe us. The biggest threat is probably this.
Honestly, it's probably some sort of Hatterene and Spectrier probably.
Yeah, I was gonna. Yep, I agree. I think Hatterene for sure. If it's a Terra target, which it definitely could be. I think at preview it'll probably give it away right away if it is gonna be.
Oh, for sure.
The target. Yeah. What type of? So we said steel, right? There's potential.
Steel was a big one we were worried about. Yeah.
But if it's steel, we can just do a shitload with Tusk.
Yeah. You just sit with Tusk. I mean, yeah, I think if it's steel, we're fine. It's annoying, but.
What's low kick's power versus this thing? Oh, 20. Okay.
Oh, this thing is very okay. Then I did not. Doesn't look that light, but okay.
Yeah. So it is a bit. We do have to kind of.
I need to be careful around it, but I think I'll be okay.
Yeah, because Mence isn't going to do a ton to it if it's Fizdef, so it's really just Volcanion and Tusk that can probably dent it. So we'd have to be a little careful, and it can't get glared or anything, obviously. So, but I think we'll be okay as long as you don't just like to let it set up, because it can't really set up it in front of a lot of things. It has to be probably Jirachi, or if you're locked into a flying or dragon move here.
Yeah, for sure.
Is there any other?
I guess I could run a steel move on here if I want to, but I think it's Iron Head and Iron Tail. Like
I was thinking, I was thinking like anything to help with this Terra Steel like.
This could run Earthquake over Temper Flare.
Yeah, I mean, it could also be Balloon. Well, no, you have a flying.
Yeah, I can do it.
Nah, Timber Flare is probably okay then. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I can't think of anything else that's kind of sticking out here. Do you see anything? Cinccino Tidy Up, maybe? If it gets a Tidy Up, does that kind of own you? It'll have what? Axel?
I think we'll be okay.
Axel, normal move.
I think I'll be fine. I'm not that
knockoff
worried about it. Like, yeah, but like,
yeah. But I think this team is fine. I mean,
looks
just
pretty good to me.
Yeah, leave Volcanion and try to get you should get one kill and then try to do as much damage to a second one without losing Volcanion. I think is best.
Yeah, for sure.
If you don't get a kill, if you get like hacks or just something goes wrong and whatever, then you might be in a bit of trouble for sure. But I do think if you just stick to the plan of weakening whatever Mence needs weakened to win, you'll be okay. And Ogerpon is also a good win condition as well.
Good, yeah.
So.
Ogerpon can kind of function as both a win con or a breaker depending on how the game goes.
Yeah. Yep. You don't really have any momentum on this team, so but.
That's the one thing, but like I don't think there's anything I could really fade on over. Like maybe on Rachi I could fit U-turn, but other than that. It's kind of the one thing I haven't loved about my draft is the lack of momentum, but yeah.
Yeah, you have like Rachi, U-turn, and that's it.
Yeah, that's about it.
Yeah.
It's like Baton Pass Reval is a thing, but
I think it'll be okay. But you sure you're playing Wednesday, right?
I'll be fine. I think I'll be fine.
Yeah. Okay. Well, that's gonna do it. Thank you again for coming on, man. I appreciate it.
It was fun.
Yeah,
Thanks for the help.
Yeah, no problem. I did say too, like if I go through all the people, like I could go through them again if you're interested again, but we'll see when it gets there. Who knows? So.
Of course. Yeah.
All right. Thank you everyone for watching. I'll see you guys in the battle. Peace. Alright guys, we're here for the battle for Endless versus Techno. Again, one last look at the paste. We have a lead Volcanion, which is our Terra Poison, and then they lead with Urshifu. Again, their Terra captains are Hatterene's a water type, and then obviously Ogerpon is going to be grass. So turn one, we Terra into a poison type, and damn, we get flinched. Okay, so I actually did see this first turn because Endless, when he messaged me in the replay, he did talk about this, how he got flinched. And I actually made a mistake. This is on me here. So, well, he got flinched, so he can't really do anything anyway, but this is on me. I actually think there's two things that we could have probably done differently here. Staying in is the play, though, but he told me that he clicked Flame Charge. I actually think Sludge Bomb is always the better play here, simply because you get a big hit off if you Terra and you do like probably 70 to him. And if it's Scarf, like again, if Urshifu leads, there's a good chance it might be Scarfed. You know, even if you Flame Charge, he's still going to be faster after +1. So I definitely think Sludge Bomb is the play here, because again, if he goes into anything like the resists, like Spectrier or Tinglu, you know, you get a poison chance, and if he stays in like he did, then you're going to do like 70 to him, and you can poison him. And if he goes into the Pokemon that can not get poisoned, you just blow it back with Steam Eruption the following turn, Glamora. The other thing is, and again, I didn't see this is my fault, it might be worth actually in this situation not to Terra, because he's going to see that you're Terra poison, right? So there really just doesn't make sense for him to close combat, because if you do Terra as you do here and Sludge Bomb after the drop, he's not gonna do a lot to you because close combat resists, like you resist close combat, plus after the drop you just kill him with Sludge Bomb, right? So there just is no way. I don't think that the play that he made either is correct either, the predicting the poison to send headbutt, because like I said, I think going over it more slowly about each lead, it probably makes more sense not to Terra here. Because again, if he Terras and you Terra, he just dies if he close combats. Realistically, his play should be U-turn to scout if you Terra. It shouldn't be to predict the hard poison and Zen headbutt, because if you don't Terra, he's only going to do what, like 25, because he did 47 for super effective, right? So he would have only did 25. You Sludge Bomb him. Even if you don't Terra, Sludge Bomb's still going to do around 40 to 50. Plus you can poison. Plus the next turn you can Terra if you want, because he's not going to Zen headbutt again if you didn't Terra. And you have Resto, Chesto, like you're going to be way ahead here. So this is on me. I think looking at it again, it might be better to not Terra, or if you do Terra, you click Sludge Bomb. He clicked Flame Charge, but it didn't really matter because we got Flinch. So that's just very unlucky on Endless's part. But I really think Techno should have just U-turned if he had it. So we're forced to switch here now, though. Techno is in the lead. He can call that, and he makes a good play into Arment. So we're forced to switch again. And we go Jirachi, we get Nuzzled. Not the end of the world. We're Spidef Rachi, we're Rocks, like Healing Wish, so that's not really a big deal. So then Endless makes a double, so we're making a lot of switches here already. So this is correct. Jirachi, you know, Hatterene's probably not going to stay in versus a Jirachi. Even though it's Terra Water, so it can still take a lot from like a Psychic move. But we're Nuzzled already, so Hatterene's more than likely going to switch. We can't stay in and just Rocks on case of the Psychopath play that he does just stay in. So he makes an aggressive double into Tinglu, and it works. I'm sorry, into Ogerpon, and it works on the Tinglu. So now we just get a free big Woodhammer off. His only resist is, you know, Ogerpon, which is still going to take a shitload. So we Woodhammer, do over half to Tinglu, and then he Earthquakes. So we have a couple plays here. We can just switch and save this thing because we do have Healing Wish as well in the back for Jirachi. He can also switch, and then if we hit Woodhammer, we might just die to recoil. So it's really what he thinks is more important. I think switching is the correct play here. So let's see what he does. He does switch into Tusk. That's exactly what I would do. Techno, I don't know if he calls that switch or if he just wanted Ogerpon to die to a Woodhammer recoil. But either way, again, Techno does come out on top here with the matchup, so we probably have to switch again. We go to done, and then Techno doubles back to Tinglu. So yeah, this is just crazy switching. It sucks that no hazards are up on the field at this point, but it is what it is. So yes, this is meant for Spectre, but Tinglu doesn't really threaten to done unless maybe Body Press could do a shitload of damage. So I think Endless just kind of stays in here just to try to chip this, which it could be useful because this chip is good for our Salamence, because I think it's shown to be Fizz Def based off the Woodhammer damage, so it is something that we need a little bit chipped for Salamence sweep. So we stay in once to click Boom Burst. Let's see what he does. Okay, they click Spike and they're leftovers. So here is where I would make the play to Great Tusk, because they could easily just Spike again. They might Earthquake. Tusk again isn't really under threat versus Tinglu. I think we said this in the builder, and I mean they could try to go Spectre on the spin, but we can easily just click a ground move, predicting that, because we would still do a shitload to Tinglu. So I definitely think going Great Tusk here is the play. He chooses to stay in. We take a Ruination, which actually isn't that big of a deal. I think Body Press might have done more if he had. I'm assuming he didn't have it. But we're going to end up at, what, 63 after another leftovers turn. So it's not the worst. I don't necessarily agree because we do have a Spike Up now, even though it doesn't say it. Taffy. Sorry, my dog is being annoying. But we kill the Tinglu, so we only have one hazard, one Spike Up for now. Big Urshifu does get to come in here. We do have to switch. I really like the Salamence Bivy here. I think that's 1,000,000% correct. just because one, we've seen Zen Headbutt, so he's probably going to be U-turn and then stab as the four slots. But even if he did have ice coverage for whatever reason, he's not clicking ice move in front of this Dunsparce right here. He's probably clicking U-turn or just one of the stabs to kill the Dunsparce. So I like Salamence click here a lot, but they U-turn, so they get momentum. And then we're going to go into Rachi on the Glimmora, which is fine. We take a spike as a Rocks. Okay, so that's unfortunate, but here I actually think Rocks is 1,000,000% the play here. Rocks are at least a steal move, because Rocks, even if they go Hatterene, it's not the end of the world. They bounce it back, but we have Rocks already up. So, and again, we can easily click a steal move here in front of the Glimmora, so they might not go Hatterene here. So I definitely think Rocks is 1,000,000% the play here. And we get paralyzed. So again, that's nothing Endless could do. That's just the game. I think Rock Ship would have been nice though for sure, but we'll see if that comes into play later. So we have Jirachi versus Spectrier here. I think even though the Dunsparce is low, you just go to Dunsparce here anyway. They click sub, so okay. So yeah, so they click sub. So we did talk about the sub call mindset in the builder, but we are EV to break a sub after +1 Spit F. So yeah, I definitely think the Healing Wish this is probably the first big mistake. This is definitely he did it way too early, because what was the Dunsparce's health at? 63. So it would have went down to 50, maybe 38, 39%. So even if we go on this turn after we get paralyzed, if we go to Dunsparce here, right, they're going to click sub. We come in at 38, 39. We go back to 44, 45 with leftovers. We just click Shadow Ball here. We're not under any threat still. This thing is so it's sub, so it's probably gonna be sub and then some sort of setup and then D-Kiss Shadow Ball, or maybe sub taunt if it's that set. But we are fine to just click Shadow Ball here. There's no reason to Healing Wish to get back this health. We still beat this 1v1, or at least we get to scout out the set. We'll break the sub, all that stuff. So we should still have a Healing Wish in the back for either Ogerpon or Volcanion or whatever. I don't think that was necessarily the play there, and we could still use Jirachi for a play into Hatterene or Glimmora. So we come in, we show that we Shadow Ball just to break the sub, and then here I think a Glare should come out here, because there's no way he's going to sub again. Okay, that is another pretty big mistake. So I think I said this too. You don't want to get taunted. You want to always Shadow Ball, especially if he's behind the sub, if he's Calm Minded, right? But once you show to him that you can break the sub after +1, there's no reason for him just to keep subbing. He's just going to be losing health. You can break the sub. So he's either going to attack, switch, or go for another Calm Mind in hopes that you can't break the sub the following turn. So Glare was 1,000,000% the play here. Plus, he did go for a Calm Mind. If you Shadow Ball and you didn't get the Spit F drop here, then he can sub for free. You can't break the sub, and then you're going to get Calm Mind sub, Draining Kiss, and you're going to probably just lose the game on the spot. So I think glaring means pretty much everything else on the team can outspeed it. You can get fully paralyzed, and you probably just beat a 1v1 yourself here. So there's no reason not to glare here. It covers a switch too. Nothing else is status, I don't think. So, if he switches, then you get a pair on something else anyway. So, just definitely making this thing paralyzed, and then hacks is a very friendly thing. As you can see, you're on the bad side of it right now, but if you paralyze him, he can get paired, and you pretty realistically just 1v1 the Spectrier yourself with this guy. So you just spam Shadow Ball. You probably still can just 1v1 him, but this thing being paralyzed would be a lot better for the late game for your Pokemon. So you get the glare on the Urshifu, at least on the Switch, and which is good because this does seem like it's probably Choice Scarf, but you have resistances to this thing's attacks, so you don't really have great Spectre answers if this thing is weakened. So you get a pair on Urshifu though for what it's worth, and then you probably have to switch into Volcanion. So you go Volcanion, he U-turn, so you must have predicted either a fighting move. Well, a fighting move, you probably still die actually because you turned it 11. But Volcanion's not bad. You're basically hoping that you can probably win the game with Salamence at this point, because you could still have probably restoed on Hatterene, but even then that's going to do a shitload of damage to you. So that's another thing where I think if you had the Healing Wish on Jirachi, this would be a better Healing Wish target, or Ogerpon, but we don't have that anymore. So we're basically putting all of our marbles into probably Salamence and game to win here at this point. So you pivot Volcanion, and then you're going to basically give a free kill or sack Ogerpon, either one. You don't want to give him the boost, which is fine. Now we go back to the Dunsparce here. And what do you click here? Just for Roost. Yeah, Roost is tough here just because you're basically giving Urshifu like basically a free switch in. I think if anything, when you bring in the Dunsparce here, I think it's probably better just to click Boom Burst, right? Because you know he's gonna switch, right? And if he doesn't switch, like, you know, you're under no threat. What is he gonna do? Just Draining Kiss you for a little bit? You can Roost the following turn, but realistically, he is gonna switch here, right? And if he switches into Glimmora, like you break the bloom, whatever. But realistically, because the Urshifu is paralyzed, it's going to be slower than pretty much everything. So this is his opportunity to kind of bring in Urshifu and get any sort of like, you know, last ditch effort from it as you can, or else it's just going to die to everything, right? So this is where I know you're 50%. I know you think, okay, I want to be healthy. But the thing is, the Dunsparce, even if you get it to 100%, it's not going to be Urshifu. It's not going to be Urshifu. It's not going to be Ogerpon. It might not. It's probably not even going to be Hatterene if Hatterene's like Calm Mind or whatever. So this is just one of those plays where I think you attack here expecting a switch. So you don't though. You Roost, and then Urshifu comes in here, and then again it's pretty tough. Hey, shh, my puppy is being loud. And then he gets a free click here. Basically, he can do whatever he wants. He U-turns, and then he can bring in. I was gonna say he could bring in either Ogerpon or Spectrier. He's gonna bring in Spectrier here to Draining Kiss, do a lot of damage. You're gonna have Headlong Rush, and he unfortunately lives, so he's gonna kill you here. And then this game is pretty much over because you have to go Mence here, or you can go to Dunsparce. But the reason why I'm saying it's over is just because Mence, like, there's still too many Pokemon that resist either Flying move or Dragon move alive. So Scarf Mence is not going to be able to sweep here. Plus, he didn't Terra the Hatterene, so he can still be faster with the Ogerpon too. So you Shadow Ball here, you get a Spit F drop, and then you have to switch into Volcanion. But like I said, at this point, it's just, you know, it's too hard to win this game. So even though this game kind of looks like, you know, oh, a 5-0 or a 4-0, whatever happens, like, it wasn't really that bad. There was only like 2 major mistakes that I think going back at it, if you look, you know, if you make those better plays, you could still win this game. Even the second one though, where I said like Glare is for sure the play here versus Spectrier, at that point you were a little bit behind. I don't know. You probably still could have won because, again, Spectrier still put in a lot of work after it forced a kill on, what, Tusk? And it came in versus things like, hey, shh. It came in versus something like Volcanion or whatever. So, it's tough. The big thing, though, for sure, though, was the Healing Wish. I think once you Healing Wish Panic, you know, you can't win this game. I think if you still Healing Wish, let's say something like Ogerpon, right? Ogerpon was still alive. You know, you dented their Ogerpon with Mence, so all your Ogerpon really needed was to just get a Trailblaze off, and then, you know, something like Glimmora or Hatterene probably does still live from full, but it still gives you like that chance of winning. You can always crit Cudgel or whatever, you know. So I think just once you lose your Healing Wish chance, with how far back you were, you probably weren't going to win this game. I mean, even if you, and the turn you got paralyzed when you went for rocks, I assume you went for rocks. He didn't Mortal Spin. Something like the Spectrier living, I think it lived on 12% versus the Great Tusk right here, right? It would have died, and then if you still had Rachi, you could have Healing Wish maybe the Great Tusk, but it just depends. Like, you can Rapid Spin, and then yeah, Ogerpon is still faster at +1, but I don't know if Ogerpon just straight up kills you. It might. So I'm not really too sure. I think realistically, you probably had to Healing Wish Ogerpon or Volcanion, because with you know, with Urshifu being paralyzed, again, Volcanion looks super good here, right? Like, the only thing that can do a shitload of damage to you was Spectrier, and we still have the Dunsparce to beat Spectrier. So that first turn, again, that I'll say that's on me, because one, going back at it, you probably should not have Terra'd. I should have said that. Or if you did Terra, you know, you Sledge Bomb, but you got flinched, so it's kind of hard to tell what would have happened. I do think if he Zen Headbutts and you don't Terra and you get flinched, you know, you only take 25%, then you get a free click. You can just literally click Steam Eruption, even burn in this thing, because actually, no, you'd probably have to Terra turn 2, because you don't know he's Scarfed, right? So if you don't Terra the first turn and he flinches you with Zen Headbutt, he's not going to stay in Ninja Zen Headbutt again, right? If you're showing you're not willing to Terra. So he's either going to switch if he's Scarfed, and then you can Terra, which is fine. Or if he's not locked, like he's going to probably click Close Combat or U-turn or something. So then that's a situation where turn 2, I would probably Terra if you don't Terra and he's Zen Headbutt turn 1. Again, like I said, I don't think he should have Zen Headbutt turn 1, but it worked out for him, so I can't really say anything. But I would not beat yourself up too much about this game, man. There wasn't as many mistakes as you might think, and you just got hacked to shit. So games like that happen. You can't really do anything about it. Just take what you can out of a game, and then go for it. I think you said you're gonna be what 3-3 in the league, man. So 2 weeks left, you can still win, or 3 weeks left maybe. You can still win out, make playoffs, and you'll be good to go. So thank you guys for watching. Again, if you guys want to be featured on the series where I live build a team with you guys and then go over the replay like I do now, all you gotta do is join the description down below and then type in the word in the Team Building with Zooch channel, and you'll be added to the queue. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you guys later. Peace.